Hello and welcome back as ever to what has been a very busy art room this week. Firstly, I want to thank you for all of those marvellous images that were sent in inspired by Leaf Man, last week's home learning. For example, Toby and sister Zoe's work shows a whole gathering of treasures from the autumn floor at Red Cross Gardens in Southwark. These are just, they really cheered me this week. And we're sticking with the theme of autumn treasures and that which we can find on the ground. This week, I want you to find fallen sticks, twigs, even small, interestingly shaped branches, because this is a stick painting activity. Stick painting, you say? Well, I'm used to painting on paper, but never tried sticks. That's part of the joy of this, is experiencing what it's like to paint on an unusual surface. And for this, you're going to need to prepare your painting space. I use newspapers. You might want to use some old cloth. But this is all about collaboration. Collaboration, working together. Whoever is at home, any friends you have around maybe this weekend or after school, get them involved. Get collecting. Bring your sticks, twigs inside, gather together a few leaves, and I'm going to show you how my year sixes turned a clutter of everyday things you might even not notice underfoot into the most magnificent assemblage. Are you ready? Let's go then. Step, go outside and find branches, larger ones, smaller ones, twigs. Make sure they're ones that are already fallen on the ground, then bring them inside. Prepare your space using newspaper, and I always use egg pots for my paints, or you could use jars with lids if you want to use them for next time. You can bring the branches in a day ahead if you wanted to let it dry out. Now, top tip when mixing your paint colours, I would always add a splash of white, because that makes your paint a bit thicker and more opaque, which is important when painting on the brown branch. It helps to get you a better coverage, as you can see Simona doing here, mixing the white in with her blue. If you were to put the blue paint straight on, you might still end up seeing the colour of the branch coming through. She's using a nice broad brush, spreading the paint evenly. And obviously when you're colour mixing, you're giving your brush a wee clean between each new application of paint. What's quite nice is seeing the colours blend together as they go on the surface. And obviously you've got your leaves too on the ground at this time of year. So punch them with holes to begin with. Use string or pipe cleaners or nice bendy modelling wire. Winter's showing us how you could hang these just like you would hang decorations off a tree. Collaboration is brilliant for making this kind of art. It helps you think out loud when you work as a team and share your ideas as you explore your materials in your own way. Working together like this, you can feed off each other and take more risks. Now, I love what Layla's doing here. She's using just the primary colours for her bendy branch and painting each of the sections, each prong of the branch in different colours. But obviously it's totally up to you. And you can decorate on top of base layers, as she's doing so precisely with her yellow stripes. Loving these really earthy purple tones here. Fresh leaves, dry leaves, both work well for this activity, and it'll be fascinating to see what happens as the leaves dry out. Now, another thing that might be nice to do is make a feature of different little lumps and bumps on your branches, painting them their own unique colour. Just as someone is doing here, with the purple, a nice contrast to the pale white and pinks. Beautiful pastel coverage with a very, very thick and even coverage. It's not often we paint this sort of material, is it? But it's a material that's so abundant on the autumn floor at this time of year. So make the most of it. Thinner paintbrushes will give you a more precise point. And try to paint with just the tip of the brush to get those thinner lines. It's really satisfying. A very, very mindful activity, this one. Threading through your string gently. You could wait till the paint's dry, but if you're careful enough, and you can always wash your hands after, you can do it even when it's wet. Tying a knot, then get ready for hanging onto your little branch assemblage. Check this out. Now, we made sure to pick branches that we'd already practiced leaning and resting on each other, so we knew they were going to stand, but like a little tent or teepee construction here. You can assemble them in any way you wish, and you can even put other objects on. You could glue pom-poms, add leaves underneath for a bed or a base. It really is up to you.
I really find this activity interesting because the fact that we just collected leaves and twigs from the garden and then we started painting and we just got really creative, and I think that's really nice.
I think it's cool that we made something out of like everyday things that you wouldn't think that you can make anything out of. So it was really cool to paint and like do anything that we wanted to it and create this masterpiece.
I'm so excited to see what you create this weekend and over the coming days. If you do want to share your creations with me, then the address is share@londonsouthArtHub.org. That's share@londonsouthArtHub.org. And tell me about who you made it with. Tell me the title of your creation. Who knows, it could end up in our little online gallery at London South Art Hub. Thank you so much for watching. Have fun. Get making.